This is the OTB Network.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Horses and Courses. I'm Jean Wood. Just finished up some great racing action all across the country, and we'll start with Florida. Starting down in Gulfstream Park, where on Saturday they ran a pair of stakes races, starting things out on the turf in the Canadian turf.
They're racing on the Canadian turf, and Buffalo Man streaks out to the front. From the outside, there goes Buddy's Humor and Bougigali, and Buddy's Humor's going to secure the lead. Bougigali, Buffalo Man, Twilight Meteor right behind, then Passager and Sporting Art down on the inside. 2 lengths to Vanquisher, just as well, Hey Burn at the rail. Then comes Rogue Victory, and the gray Delightful Kiss does his running later. He's 13 lengths off of front-running Buddy's Humor, who completes a quarter in 23 and 4. Bougigali content to sit second, a length and a half behind as they go to the backstretch. Then Twilight Meteor to the outside. Buffalo Man is fourth down at the rail. He's 3 lengths off the lead. Then Passager. Sporting Art's got 5 lengths to make up. Just as well behind him. 3 to Vanquisher. Then Rogue Victory. Hey Burn to the inside. And Delightful Kiss still 13 lengths off the lead after a 48 and 2/2 mile. Buddy's Humor into the far turn in front. Twilight Meteor to the outside second. Bougigali has dropped back. Buffalo Man is down on the inside. Passager circles up on the far outside and is gaining quickly on the leaders. Then just as well. No running room for Sporting Art on the inside. Vanquisher is getting going now. Delightful Kiss hasn't picked it up yet. They're into the stretch. Twilight Meteor and Buddy's Humor come for the wire. It's Buddy's Humor and Twilight Meteor. 2 lengths back. Then Passager, Vanquisher, and Buffalo Man as they come down to the wire. Twilight Meteor takes the Canadian turf. A photo between Buddy's Humor and Buffalo Man for second, then Vanquisher.
Twilight Meteor rebounding off a fourth place finish. He was beaten less than 2 lengths in January in an allowance race. A nice effort here, pressing the pace and edging away late by a length over a game Buddy's Humor, who had been involved right from the start. Buddy's Humor did give them a little bit of trouble going into the gate, but none coming out. In fact, he was clear very quick right out of the gate, held on well. Buffalo Man completes the order of the top 3 after running relatively close to the pace in a race where nobody seemed to make up much ground. The winner, Twilight Meteor, a chestnut son of Smart Strike from 1 over Prime by With Approval, was bred in Ontario by Kinghaven Farm and is owned by Peachtree Stable, trained by Todd Fletcher, and ridden to victory by John Velasquez. Twilight Meteor covers the mile in 134.31. We'll head right back to Gulfstream Park now in the Grade 2 Fasig-Tipton Fountain of Youth.
They're all in line. They're racing in the Fasig-Tipton Fountain of Youth. And off to a good start. And there goes Takaroob up to grab the early lead. It's Takaroob to the front. This one's for Phil on the outside. Goes right with him early. Between those two, it's Quality Road. And Captain Candyman Can is right there with Breakwater Edison. And down toward the inside is Not on the Same Page, who's off the pace. He's 5 lengths behind after a quarter in 23 and 4/5 seconds. There goes JoJo next, then Jack Spratt. It's a break of 4.5 back to BCC and Beethoven to the outside. They continue their run up the backstretch. And this one's for Phil is the pacemaker here. Quality Road is a length back second. Captain Candyman Can third to the inside. A half in 45 and 2/5 seconds. Takaroob follows in fourth. He's 4 lengths off the lead. Breakwater Edison's come under a ride. It's 4 lengths back, and then comes Not on the Same Page. There goes JoJo, just went by him. He's beginning to move up. He's 7 lengths off the lead and closing into this fast pace. Then it's Jack Spratt. The others are well behind. Beethoven is last as they come to the top of the stretch. This one's for Phil and Quality Road, and they ran 3/4 in 109 and 2. They turned for home together. 3 to Captain Candyman Can, and there goes JoJo, who's on the far outside. It's Quality Road. Quality Road is in front by 3. There goes JoJo, his second on the outside. But Quality Road and John Velasquez have won the Fasig-Tipton Fountain of Youth. There goes JoJo was second. Beethoven came from last to get third, and then Captain Candyman Can.
Quality Road rebounding with a very nice effort and went off at 5.5 to 1. This is the horse that had run a very good second while being involved every step of the way behind There Goes JoJo, an allowance company, a couple of weeks back. Well, those two come back to take the exacta here. Nice, generous payoff of $77.20. There's an awful lot of people that kind of off track with a couple of different horses in here. Beethoven rallies from last to first to finish in the third spot. A bit disappointing in here, Captain Candyman Can, who had returned victorious going 7 furlongs last time out. And this time they decided, rather than, getting involved as he often had in the early part of his career early, here he sat a little bit off of the pace, didn't run badly, but settled for fourth. He kind of came up a little bit flat in the lane, certainly had no match for the punch of There Goes JoJo, who made a middle move from well back. Also a little disappointing in here, not on the same page. It was announced following the race that he did come out of the race with some respiratory problems. He did apparently bleed in the running of the race and is going to be given a little bit of time off. One would also have to think that this one's for Phil, perhaps maybe limited by distance, as could be Takarug, who got a little bit of a jostling start, but really had no excuse after getting into stride fairly early and fading to finish ninth. The winner, Quality Road, is a 3-year-old based on Elusive Quality from Cobra by Strawberry Road, bred in Virginia by Edward P. Evans and owned by the breeder, trained by Jimmy Jerkins and ridden to victory by John Velasquez. Quality Road covers the mile in 1:35.01. Sunday Stakes feature at Gulfstream up next at the Grade 2 Devona Dale for 3-year-old fillies.
They're racing in the Devona Dale. Just Whistle Dixie broke well. Here comes Frolic Stream on the inside. The two favorites go at it right away. Casanova Move is running in third, just in behind them. On the far outside, it's Step Out Smartly, and then comes Renda. CS Silk moving through between horses, and last of all is Shared Account. They move down the backstretch here, and Frolic Stream will set the pace. Ran a quarter in 24 2/5 seconds. Here's CS Silk sent along on the inside to battle her early, and now these two are on even terms. Just Whistle Dixie sits off the pace. She's 2 lengths behind. Renda's right behind her to the inside. Then comes Casanova Move. Shared Account is second last. Step Out Smartly trails 8 off the lead. The half was 47-1. Around the far turn, Frolic Stream pressed along here by CS Silk. Just Whistle Dixie is right there and edging up closer. Casanova Move is fourth on the outside. 2 back to Renda and Shared Account. And then comes Step Out Smartly. Frolic Stream has been joined up front now by Just Whistle Dixie. These two will turn for home together. Casanova Move is third. After that comes Renda fourth. 3/4 in 1:12-2. They're into the stretch, and Just Whistle Dixie has taken command here. Casanova Move on the outside is now second, and back to third is Frolic Stream. Past the 16th pole, Just Whistle Dixie and Alan Garcia come home strong in the Devona Dale. Casanova Move was second, Frolic Stream third, and then Renda.
Just Whistle Dixie runs her record to 4 in a row with a very impressive performance by 3 3/4 lengths from just off the pace over Casanova Move with pace setter Frolic Stream, completing the order of the top 3. The winner, Just Whistle Dixie, is coming in off of a win on the Aqueduct Dinner in the Ruthless and ungraded stake here over the wintertime, and moves into big-time company and scores in Grade 2 company. Just Whistle Dixie, a dark bay or brown daughter of Dixie Union from General Jean by Honor and Glory, was bred in Kentucky by Hermitage Farm Limited and is owned by West Point Thoroughbreds, Lakeland Farm, and R.D. Hubbard. Trained by Kieran McLaughlin and ridden to victory by Alan Garcia, and I'm not sure if there are any local partners involved in this horse. I know a number of people locally are involved in some of the West Point horses. If they are, and even if they're not, certainly congratulations, but certainly nice to know if we have some local people involved in another major graded stakes winner. Just Whistle Dixie covers the mile in 1:37.67. We'll stay in Florida. We'll head to Tampa next, and Saturday's stakes feature the Wayward Lass for fillies and mares at a mile and a 16th.
And they're off. Amazing is away alertly and right to there to lead, and pinching back, striking Tommy Sue, leaving the gate. Up on the outside is Miss Primetime, and Cape Cod Lady is the last horse away. To the clubhouse turn they go. Amazing is there toward the rail, and Miss Primetime moves up on the outside. Budar joins the top flight. Striking Tommy Sue is toward the rail. Mooncatcher, 3 deep and racing 5th. Then it's a gap of 2 lengths back. Cape Cod Lady, and the trailer is Coffee Can. She spots him 7 lengths as they turn up the backstretch. Amazing is the leader. Budar second. Mooncatcher up on the outside third, and striking Tommy Sue skims the rail now 4th. Then it's a length and a half farther back to Cape Cod Lady. Coffee Can is angled to the outside for Racing Room, and Miss Primetime only 5 lengths from front to back as they leave the half-mile marker. Amazing is trying to take him start to finish. Budar is second, and on the outside, Mooncatcher now moves up to be third. Toward the rail is striking Tommy Sue. From between horses, Cape Cod Lady and Coffee Can as they're midway in the turn. Budar moves up, and now going to the lead. Mooncatcher is on the outside. Amazing now retreats toward the rail. Then it's 2.5 lengths farther back to striking Tommy Sue as they turn into the stretch. Long shot Budar and Huber Villa Gomez. Amazing battles back toward the rail, and Mooncatcher is on the outside. Way out on the outside. Here comes striking Tommy Sue in full flight. Inside the final furlong. Amazing toward the rail. Budai and striking Tommy Sue on the outside runs by the leaders to take the wayward ass for trainer Nick Zito, and a well-timed ride by Jermaine Bridgebon. Running time on the board, 1:45 and 2.
Striking Tommy Sue in off of a Gulfstream allowance, ships across the state to score. Not even the favorite. Typically, the Gulfstream shippers have taken a lot of money down in Tampa this wintertime. They have come a cropper in a number of races, including the Sam F. Davis. But here, Mooncatcher was the favorite for Chris Clement. She ends up settling for second. Long shot Boudoir completes the top 3. Striking Tommy Sue is a bay mare, a daughter of Smart Strike from Avenging Tommy Sue by Belong to Me. Bred in Kentucky by Hilbert Thoroughbreds and owned by Tommy Sue Hilbert and John Menard. Trained by Nick Zito and ridden to victory by Jermaine Bridgemahan. Striking Tommy Sue covers the mile and a 16th in 1:45.50. We'll pause now for a brief message. When we return, we will be heading to the fairgrounds, Oaklawn, and more for great stakes racing action. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Horses and Courses. We're going to head to the fairgrounds next, all the way back to last Tuesday and the Mardi Gras for fillies on the turf.
Away and running in the Mardi Gras Stakes, and Queen Ernestine breaks right on cue for E.J. Paradin. Selva's right there, Truly Lucky in the Darley Maroon, white sleeves up close on the menu. 4th at the end of that first furlong. A Day for Dancing is 5th. Inside that Fleet Streak, then we come back to the Canadian Mullins Beach up the near side. Wives' Tale has dropped back to last. We move past the half-mile pole, going to the far side of the fairgrounds course. Robbie Alvarado sends Selva on through to get in front of Queen Ernestine through a quarter in 22 seconds flat. Selva at 4 to 5 on in front. Here's On the Menu. On the Menu now raising the stakes. Truly Lucky toward the rail. A Day for Dancing, Fleet Streak. Then we come back to Mullins Beach and Wives' Tale. They've turned the corner in the Mardi Gras Stakes. On the Menu. Now spotting up to Selva. On the Menu, Selva stays on with those rails. A Day for Dancing delivers her challenge between horses. Fleet Streak, Wives' Tale's on the stand side. Just above the 16th marker, Selva Selva holds on the menu. Fleet Streak and Wives Tale's late bid. It's Selva. Selva first in the Mardi Gras. Fleet Streak finished second on the menu in Wives Tale.
And Selva off a second-place finish last time out, and the Tiffany last one stretched to a mile. Drops back to sprinting, tries a new surface, and scores by a length and 3/4 as the favorite over Fleet Streak with On the Menu back in third. Selva is now 4 for 5 lifetime, unbeaten going short. She likes the turf, she likes the dirt, and as long as the race is less than a mile, I think she probably likes racing in general. Selva, a dark Bear Brown filly, a daughter of Forest Wildcat from Bayou Mist by Silver Deputy, was bred in Kentucky by Alexander Groves Thoroughbreds and is owned by Helen Alexander and Helen Groves. Trained by David Carroll and ridden to victory by Robbie Alvarado, Selva covers the 5.5 on the turf in 104.63. Next up, we'll head to Oak Lawn Park in Saturday's stakes feature, the Mountain Valley for 3-year-old sprinters.
And they're off in the Mountain Valley. Doc Posse broke sharply, as did Dance Caller toward the inside. Moving out quickly is Big Bush, joined by New York Wise Guy. At the rail is Citizen. Then it's Bert's Golden Missile, Lionheart, and the trailer is Flying Private as they dash down the back stretch. Along the inside, Big Push has got a short lead. To his inside, Citizen right there in second. Doc Posse is third with New York Wise Guy. Dance Caller is next to the outside with Bert's Golden Missile. After that, it's Lionheart and the trailer Flying Private. Opening quarter, 22-1, they head on to the turn. It's still Big Push with the short lead, Citizen running second. In the middle of the track, Doc Posse is third. New York Wise Guy is fourth. Taking the short way home is Dance Caller to the outside, Bert's Golden Missile. And here they come into the stretch of the Mountain Valley. And it is Citizen who has now taken the short lead. Big Push is running second. To the outside, Bert's Golden Missile moving up, and there's Dance Caller getting through at the rail. The leader is Citizen by 3 lengths. Dance Caller takes over in second. Along the inside, late run coming from Lionheart. The leader is Citizen. Here's Lionheart down the inside. Dance Caller right there, and Flying Private coming on. Citizen leads it. Lionheart, Flying Private on the outside. Citizen, Flying Private under the wire together. Citizen and Flying Private. Lionheart was third, and Dance Caller finished fourth.
Citizen getting the victory in a game fashion here by ahead over Flying Private. In fact, watching them go under the wire the first time, it looked to me like it was much closer than ahead, but it was in fact Citizen who got the victory here, just getting there over Flying Private with Lionheart rallying into third. Citizen, a big price in here, 29-1, was 5th in the Black Gold on the turf last time out, 7th in the LeCompte. Back to sprinting, however, and that seems to be his best situation, and obviously returns a very nice mutual. Citizen is a bay son of City Zip from Rachel Starr by Seeking the Gold, bred in Kentucky by Stoner Side Stable and owned by LTB Incorporated and Naveed Chauhan. Trained by Bernie Flint and ridden to victory by John Court, Citizen covers the 6th in 111.62. Next, we'll head to Laurel in Saturday's stakes feature, The Miracle Wood, 7 furlongs for 3-year-olds.
Shipwreck's Treasure. They're off in the Miracle Wood. Lucky, Real Lucky. Out for the early advantage. St. John's Gospel away in good order. Deuces Elsa right there. A break of 2 lengths to Rock On Justin is next in line, and Lobo del Norte. Meanwhile, In the Juice lingers 3 wide to the back of the pack, and trailing the field is Shipwreck's Treasure. Up the back stretch, and Lucky, Real Lucky is settled into a real steady beat up front, just an easy pace going. Rock On Justin has moved forward to that slow pace in second. A Deuce just to the outside in third. St. John's Gospel wrangled back to the 4th spot. Shipwreck's Treasure is next, and followed by In the Juice, who's second to last at this point, and Lobo del Norte trailing the field. The fire turn run, and Lucky, Real Lucky nursed along in the advantage by 3/4 of a length. A Deuce in second, then it's Rock On Justin, Shipwreck's Treasure, followed by St. John's Gospel is now ridden along. In the Juice has 1 horse beaten, and that is Lobo del Norte trailing the field. Top of the stretch, and it's a Deuce from Lucky, Real Lucky, Shipwreck's Treasure. Rock On Justin swinging to the outside, 3 wide to join him across the track. And In the Juice wide out of the racetrack at the 3:16. He's got to do a little better than that. So they're homeward bound now. A determined Rock On Justin and Shipwreck's Treasure on the outside. They're head and head for the lead with 1 furlong to go. And Rock On Justin beginning to edge away with a 16th to go in the Miracle Wood by 2 from Shipwreck's Treasure. Rock On Justin. Shipwreck's Treasure in a Deuce, followed up by St. John's Gospel, and In the Juice never fired.
Rock On Justin earning his third in a row, coming in out of a Charlestown allowance win. He scores at just over 3-1 over Shipwreck's Treasure with a deuce. Back in the third spot, the winner, Rock On Justin, is a bay gelding, a son of Rock Slide from Hyatt Road by Elms Prospect. Bred in Maryland by Nonstop Stable and owned by the breeder, trained by Gary Capuano and ridden to victory by Tony Marat. Rock On Justin covers the 7 and 124.58. We'll head to Kentucky now and the John Battaglia Memorial for 3-year-olds going a mile at Turfway on Saturday.
All standing well, and they're off in the John Battaglia, and Proceed B broke sharply with Dynamite Bob. Then up from the outside, it's Parade Clown and Shane's Gold. Quickly between horses, Platinum Van. 5 horses across the track into the first turn, and Parade Clown is hung wide. On the inside, it's Dynamite Bob ahead in front. Platinum Van second, gap of 2. Gaining ground now, Parade Clown takes third, Proceed B fourth. Length and a half, Shane's Gold is fifth. 2 more to Stratos and a gap of 6. The trailer, Tocket Rocket. 23 and 4 for the opening quarter. On the inside still, Dynamite Bob with the head in front, Platinum Van on the outside, those two together. Then it's a length back. Parade Clown and Shane's Gold are both gaining. Now Parade Clown moves into second. Parade Clown goes up to challenge for the lead with Dynamite Bob. Shane's Gold is third. It's a length and a half back. Proceed B moves up in fourth. Platinum Van is fifth. Then Stratos, Tocket Rocket as they move forward the stretch. Parade Clown ahead. Moving to the extreme outside, that's Proceed B, who is gaining ground. Now it's Proceed B on the outside. Proceed B puts a head in front of Parade Clown. Between those two in third, that's Shane's Gold. Proceed B, Parade Clown down along the inside is coming back. It's Proceed B, though, who has the lead. Then Parade Clown, Proceed B wins the Battaglia length over Parade Clown. Photo for third, Tocket Rocket and Shane's Gold.
Proceed B back onto the synthetic. He broke his maiden on synthetic at Arlington last summer. He won the Grand Canyon on the turf last fall in Kentucky. Up the track on the traditional dirt at Oaklawn last out, the blinkers went on, and he rebounds to win by a length and a quarter over Parade Clown with Tocket Rocket back in the third spot with a big late rally. The winner, Proceed B, is a bay gelding, a son of Bernstein from Procession by Private Terms. Bred in Kentucky by Hunter Valley Farms, H&W Thoroughbreds and Mary Wade, owned by William Steeris and trained by Terry Gestis, ridden to victory by Rodney Prescott. Proceed B. Happy to be back on synthetic and covers the mile and is 16th and 147.49. We'll pause now for one more brief message. When we return, we'll be heading to Santa Anita and back home to Aqueduct. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Horses and Courses. Next up, we'll head to Southern California, Santa Anita on Saturday with 2 stakes, beginning with the Crystal Water on the turf for older horses.
And away they go. They all came out smoothly.
Liberian Freighter, Lucky JH, and Epic Power, the three setting off for the lead. Swift Winds right there at the rail. Bold Chieftain in the blinkers drops back into fifth. Then it's Meds and Decron. Behind that comes Candy Pull and Seminole Native, the early trailer. The pace is very good early on with Lucky JH on the outside and Liberian Freighter. They set the pace. They lead it a length and a half. Epic Power gets up to race in third. Then we come back to Swift Winds. Nice and comfortable in the fourth spot. 4 off the leaders. 2.5 to Bold Chieftain. Neds and Decron second last is giving them 7 length start. Then Candy Pull and Seminole Native. Down the backstretch they go, and Lucky JH in front 3 parts of a length. Liberian Freighters keen to go on in second. Epic Power is right there third, and still Swift Winds at the rail. Now 3 lengths off that leader. 2 more to Bold Chieftain, Meds and Decron, then Candy Pull and Seminole Native. 8 lengths would cover them all. 3/8 of a mile to go, and Lucky JH been in front throughout. Liberian Freighter been patiently ridden from second. On the far side we have Epic Power. Down at the rail, Swift Winds is only 2 off the leader. Then Meds and Decron. Bold Chieftain still has 4 to make up. Then Candy Pull, Seminole Native. Heads a turn for home, and Lucky JH, Liberian Freighter's been waiting to tackle throughout, and he gets his chance now. And Liberian Freighter takes on Lucky JH, Neds and Decron, and Swift Winds, any one of 4. Liberian Freighter takes the lead and kicks on Neds and Decron, down to 2. Neds and Decron coming fast. Neds and Decron up to 1 and ahead to Liberian Freighter. Swift Winds third, and Bold Chieftain outran Lucky JH for 4.
Meds and Decron, a horse that I kind of vaguely follow throughout his California career. He's already run 5 times this year, so he's the kind of horse that's easy to follow. This was his second victory. He won an allowance here last time out on the pro ride. This was his 3rd start since the Sunshine Millions. Nice to see kind of a throwback type of horse. Very active when he's fit and ready, going out there and running regularly, scoring his 2nd in a row. This one by a head over Liberian Freighter with Swift Winds back in 3rd. Meds and Decron is a dark bay or brown gelded son of unusual heat from Fleet Sparrow by Cozine. Bred in California by Abrams, Nakashian, and Roberts, owned by the breeders and trained by Barry Abrams, ridden to victory by Garrett Gomez. Meds and Decron covers the 1 mile on the firm turf in 134.35. Next up, it's 3-year-olds in the Grade 3 Sham at 9 furlongs.
Set now for the Sham Stakes. And away they go. They all came out smoothly. Smart Bid broke well. The Pamplemousse broke beautifully as well. On the outside, Take the Points goes up to join them, and Marquez the Cooler. Those 4 all in a line up front. Bourbon Bay going to tuck in behind in 5th, been followed by Tis True. Unbridled Roman is now 5 off the leaders, then back to High Flying Indy. Mr. Hot Stuff taken back second last, and Balfour Park the trailer 11 off them. Past the 7/8 they go, and the Pamplemousse going to make his own pace out here, and it's a good one too. The Pamplemousse leads it by just over a length. Take the Points on the far side, Marquez the Cooler between them, and Smart Bid at the rail. Those 4 setting off at a very good pace. They've opened up by 4 now. Unbridled Roman is back in the 5th spot, then it's Tis True. Behind that, Bourbon Bay. Mr. Hot Stuff in the white colours, a good 12 off the leader, followed by High Flying Indy and Balfour Park as last. Strung out over a lot of ground as they run past the half mile in the Sham, and it's still Alex Elise and the Pamplemousse clear a length and a half. On the inside we have Smart Bid. On the far side is Take the Points a joint second. Marquez the Cooler between that pair. Then we come back to Tis True, who's now 7 off the leader. On the far side, Unbridled Roman, and in comes Bourbon Bay. Mr. Hot Stuff, a good 15 off them. A 1/4 of a mile to go in the Sham, and the Pamplemousse is asked to go on with it and does so willingly. Take the Points coming after him second. Unbridled Roman running on in the centre of the track. Homeward bound in the Sham now. The Pamplemousse being very confidently ridden here. Alex Elise just guiding him home. Take the Points is battling gamely in second. But the Pamplemousse, they would need to sprout wings to get to him. The Pamplemousse and Alex Elise scintillating in the Sham Stakes. Hand-ridden to an easy win. Take the Points second. Mr. Hot Stuff third, and Bourbon Bay finished 4th.
Once again, it is the Pamplemousse who has really taken to the route racing game, ironically enough. Based on his pedigree, you'd think he'd rather be maybe a shorter distance type of horse, but now 3 for 3, going a route of grounds and stretching out. He has been all but untouchable. The Pamplemousse here scores by 6 as the odds-on choice. Overtake the Points with Mr. Hot Stuff rallying well to finish 3rd. Take the Points, by the way, I thought did a very nice job after doing all the dirty work pressing the Pamplemousse in the early going. He did stick around to run well through the stretch. The Pamplemousse is a gray-roan son of Kathleen from Comfort Zone by Rubiano. Bred in Kentucky by Clarkland Farm, owned by Bienstock and Winter Stable. Solis, Strauss, Lenner et al., trained by Julio Canani, ridden to victory by Alex Solis. The Pamplemousse covers the mile and a furlong in 147.86. Next up, the Sunday Stakes feature at Santa Anita, the Baldwin for 3-year-olds on the downhill turf.
And away they go to a perfect start. Luckiest Man and Flashman's Papers from the two outside gates are quickest. Here's Primo in the blue colours up alongside his Battle of Hastings. Between those two, Brother Keith now pulling his way up pretty hard. Brother Keith tugging real hard against the rider now, going up in third. Then we come back to Dream Now, who's only 4 lengths off these leaders, and Beauteous Maximus last. Tightly bunched, they go to the half-mile pole, and Luckiest Man is just in front, but Brother Keith certainly wants to go on. Brother Keith now right up alongside. Just in behind that, Battle of Hastings, Flashman's Papers along the inside is only 2.5 off that leader. Then we come back to Dream Now. Primo has dropped back second last, and Beauteous Maximus last, but only 5 lengths would cover them all. They're at the top of the lane, and Luckiest Man the leader. Brother Keith putting the pressure on second. On the outside, Dream Now is coming to make it 3 in a line. Down at the rail, we have Flashman's Papers. Got a dream run if he's got enough. Flashman's Papers on the inside, bursting forward now. Down the center of the track, Dream Now is in there. Battle of Hastings. Primo is running on late at the rail as well. They come for home. Battle of Hastings. Flashman's Papers. Primo down at the rail. Battle of Hastings all won it. Battle of Hastings full clear to 1.5 lengths. Flashman's Papers second. Luckiest Man third. Primo was eased late.
Battle of Hastings scoring the victory here by 1.25 lengths at 7.5 to 1 over the favored Flashman's Papers, with Luckiest Man back in the third spot after setting the pace. The winner, Battle of Hastings, his American debut last year in the Generous, not all that impressive. That was at the end of November, given a little bit of extra training time, and returned with a very strong effort here by trainer Jeff Mullins. Battle of Hastings is a bay gelding, a son of Royal Applause from Subia by Night Shift, bred in Great Britain by Myriad Communications and New England Stud, owned by Michael House, trained by Jeff Mullins, and ridden to victory by Tyler Bays. Battle of Hastings covers the 6.5 on the downhill turf in 111.86. We'll head home now for a pair of stakes in New York, starting things out Saturday afternoon, Stymie for older horses.
And they're off. Barcola breaks well at the rail. True Resurgence now moves up along with Mantica. It's Mantica who's got the lead the first time under the line. Mantica by a 1/2 length. True Resurgence runs in second with Brilliant Sun in third. Judith's Wild Rush on the outside in fourth. Barcola's at the rail in fifth. Then Researcher in sixth, followed by Real Merchant in seventh. And Barrier Reef is the early trailer in eighth, the opening quarter in 23 1/5 seconds. It's Mantica leading here by a neck. True Resurgence alongside in second. Brilliant Sun on the outside in third. Researcher is moving up in between Judith's Wild Rush and Barcola. A break of 3 to Real Merchant. Barrier Reef still at the back. The 1/2 mile in 47 3/5 seconds. It's Mantica and True Resurgence, and they're right together now, heads apart for the lead. And they've opened up 3 lengths on Brilliant Sun in third. Barcola down at the rail in fourth. Then comes Real Merchant and Barrier Reef, followed by Researcher. Judith's Wild Rush is now the trailer. And now they're midway on the turn, 3/4 in 1:11.4. Mantica and True Resurgence, nothing between them. They've got 3 lengths on Real Merchant, who moves into third. Then it's Barcola and Barrier Reef. They're in the stretch now. True Resurgence takes the lead. On the inside is Mantica. Here comes Barrier Reef, now kicking in on the outside, and Barrier Reef has taken over with a 16th to the finish. On the outside is Real Merchant, then True Resurgence. Barrier Reef wins the Stymie and gives Ramon Dominguez his 4th winner of the day. Barrier Reef, then Real Merchant, True Resurgence, and Mantica.
Aqueduct inner favorite is Barrier Reef, and he loves this track. 5 or 6 on the inner, now 3 in a row this wintertime, including the evening attire last time out. He sweeps to the win here by about 3 1/4 lengths. On the wrong lead most of the turn. Did have a little bit of trouble. Looked like he clipped heels or came up on somebody during the early stages, but it didn't stop him at all. Ramon Dominguez guides him to the outside. He ends up drifting back towards the rail, but he was well clear of his field. Real Merchant, very big effort for this guy, rallying from well back at 40-1. True Resurgence completes the top 3. Barrier Reef is a gray-roan 4-year-old son of Miz and Mass from Partyship by Premiership, bred in Kentucky by Matthew R. Herbner and owned by Darley Stable, trained by Tom Albertrani and ridden to victory by Ramon Dominguez. Barrier Reef covers the 9 furlongs in 150.57. Next up, New York bred filly sprinters in Sunday's Broadway.
And they're off. Lights Off Annie sprints out to the early lead. Megadeed came away racing in second. Cammie Choice, the odds-on favorite, is in third. Saltwater Rain on the outside in fourth. And Main Street in fifth. And Let's Fly Away is the trailer in sixth. It's Lights Off Annie by a length and a half over Megadeed. The opening quarter, 23 3/5 seconds. Lights Off Annie leads the field into the turn. Lights Off Annie, 3/4 of a length. Megadeed on the outside in second. 2.5 lengths to Cammie's Choice, who's down at the rail in third. On the outside is Saltwater Rain. And then Main Street and Let's Fly Away. Lights Off Annie with the lead into the stretch. He ran a half in 46 3/5 seconds. And Lights Off Annie's got a 3-length lead. Megadeed still chasing in second. Cammie's Choice is third. Lights Off Annie now by 5 lengths, and it will be Lights Off Annie to take the Broadway. And Let's Fly Away rallied from last to get up for second, then Cammie's Choice and Megadeed.
Lights Off Annie returns to sprinting and returns victorious. She had won 3 in a row very strongly. Last time out, they decided to send her a mile. That didn't work out as well as would have been hoped. They decided to drop her back to the sprint game, and they were well rewarded with a front-running 5-length victory over long shot Let's Fly Away with Cammie's Choice back in third. Lights Off Annie is a chestnut daughter of Freud from The Midnight Robber by Tallinham, bred in New York by Mr. and Mrs. Richard Powers, owned by the Rapoli Stable and trained by Bruce Levine, ridden to victory by Rajiv Moran. Lights Off Annie covers the 6 110.83. That'll wrap up this week's edition of Horses and Courses. Thank you for joining us. We hope you'll be able to join us once again next week as we take a look at stakes racing action from around the country. Until then, I'm Jean Wood. Have a great week at the races.